All right, take your time. But hi, Kenna. Hello, how you doing? How was stream? How was Keep Talking Nobody Explodes with Yuri? I saw the chaos that was ensuing with both of you speaking a different language.
Yes, there was chaos, a lot of chaos. It was wild.
But thank you for raid. Hello raiders, welcome in. Bubbies, if you need to deafen and start your stream, go do it.
Oh, I can. Yeah, sure. I'll do it. I'll do the real. I'll be quick.
Yeah.
Mwah, I love you.
Yeah, yeah. Love you too. But yeah.
All right, chat. Well, that happens on that side. I'm going to do my side of things. Hello. Hi. It's a visual novel. Um, I didn't stream the last one that we did, but I was a part of it. And my lovely wife was like, "Why not stream this one?" And I was like, "Okay." So here we are. We are currently playing a game called Without a Voice. It does have some strong themes in terms of, I believe, hang on, let me pull it up here. Because I remember reading it and being like, ooh. It has, this game contains depictions of gore/death in game. It also deals with text-only uncomfortable topics such as homophobia, implied incestuous themes, and codependency. So if any of those things are not for you, it's okay. You don't gotta watch. You don't gotta go through it. It's okay. I appreciate y'all for coming by for whatever intro you needed to do or anything like that. But understand you don't have to sit through those things if they make you uncomfortable. I appreciate you so very much. But other than that, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. YouTube, I hope you enjoy this visual novel. We might be able to get through it all in one sitting. It might also take longer than that. If it does, this will be a two-parter. If not, hey, there's no number on it, and that's why. But yeah, we are going to be voice acting through the entire thing. There is voices in this game, but we've turned them off. So as you can see here, the voice volume is all the way down. I will also turn these downs just because I'm unsure if that'll do anything. But yeah, we're gonna be voice acting all the characters. As you know, I like doing funny voices, so maybe it'll be a good time. Hopefully, it'll be a fun time. If nothing else, it'll be with my wife, and that's the important part. I think without further ado, let's jump into this. Let's undeafen and get done what needs to be done. I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Yeah. Also, Kira, congrats on the first. Jesus getting third. Nobody's getting second yet. Kira with the hydrate, stretch, and pod check. I have done all three. And then Kira getting 90 stream streak, and Jesus with that 265. Freaking crazy. Wild work. All right. Let me unmute, undeafen. Hello, my wife.
So, oh my god, is
Hi,
that the
Bubbies.
Mexican Miko?
All right.
Big fan, huge fan.
I'm getting
Hi.
de-profiled by my wife. Help.
I'm a huge fan. Chat, this is Mayoshi, Miss Mexican Miko.
Hi.
It pays to be Paris. I'm kidding.
It doesn't. Don't do it. It is a lot of streamers dislike that. Just so you are aware.
No, I know. I am very aware. I'm joking. Please don't be parasocial with your streamers. We were friends and then we started dating.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
I might have to turn the music up a little bit, I think.
I have it about where the N is. Like it's in between like the N and D. Or for me specifically. I don't know.
Yeah, I had it way down to before the S.
It should be good where it is. Where mine is anyways. Let me see yours.
And then the other's fine.
I can chat.
Let me see. That's better, I think.
Sounds nice. Yeah. I think I'm really
Considering
loud.
also I tend to speak quieter. Speak now?
Hmm?
Bubby, speak.
Hi, baby.
Missed opportunity. You know what you should have done.
I know what I should have done, but I refuse to do such a thing.
It's okay. It's okay. The surprise for chat is coming soon.
Oh,
You'll have to
yeah.
do it for the unveiling of that.
I'll have to. I'll have to do it at least once. This is true.
All right.
Dad joke. What do you call a pig
Shall
with
we
3
begin?
eyes? A pig. Because it has
That's
extra eyes.
so funny.
It's
I'm
not.
dying laughing.
All right. You ready to start this?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
I go by she, her. No, stop. Bad girl. Good girl.
Are you
Especially
doing
good girl.
the-
Get off of me. Stop
Mine has the
biting me.
content
narration?
warning
Get the
thing on
dog
it.
mace. I go by a lot of names.
Oh.
Hang on. I will
Reading
do the
and running
narration.
because
I
my
will do
voice
the
hurts.
narration, though.
Go,
That's okay.
go. Go rest, Kenna. Thank you.
Yes, go and rest, Kenna. Thank you for. Here's the content warning, chat. There you go. Grem with the subscription, 39 months. Holy crap! I love fucking Grem's goddamn sub sound. It's so funny to me. Oh god, it's perfect. Hi, Grem. How you doing? How's things? Thanks for subscribing. Anyways, so chat one more time. Again, if any of this is really uncomfy to you, don't sit through this. Don't make yourself uncomfy just to watch a stream. Don't do that.
Can you read them out for my stream?
I
Because
will.
they don't know what
So
it is.
this game currently contains. This list is in no way exhaustive or complete, and not everything on this list is present in every playthrough. Please exercise caution while playing. But this game contains, for content warning purposes, violence, graphic depictions of death and gore in-game, homophobia, implied incestuous themes, and codependency, all of which is in text, apparently, not on screen itself. But yeah,
Still be warned. Keep yourself
Be
safe.
warned.
Don't engage with
Yes.
this if that affects you.
don't
Your health is
don't
important.
sit there and think, I gotta support this person through all of this. No, it's fine. If that bothers you and that upsets you, don't gotta watch. I completely get it. I wouldn't sit through things that make me
Yeah.
uncomfy, and I'm not expecting you to do the same. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Time to do the thing. Why is yours yellow?
I changed it because I don't like the white.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, if you want to see the white version, it's on my side.
Yeah.
All right. When cold, cruel destiny has good lord.
Should I take
No,
over it?
I got it.
Maybe
I
you
got
wanna
it.
breath?
I got it. I got it. When cold, cruel destiny has thee within her grasp, thou may endeavor bravely, dear, to change thy path. Puppies. But fate
I
cares
did.
not which twisted road you choose to take. You dance atop her palm with e'er choice you make. Day one. I got it.
Day
We're good.
one.
Fuck.
You did. Okay, I'm gonna do these. It was a morning like any other. The tragedy soon to unfold would affect so few people that time would swiftly forget it. For those involved, however, that morning was a maelstrom, drawing them each in closer and closer still. It all began innocently enough, with a certain exiled princess in a terrible predicament.
I should probably
Chat.
do those because you're going to be.
I mean, I'm sure that's gonna be peppered in either way.
I mean,
But
yeah.
Chat, which character do you think I'm playing? The white-haired, red-eyed one, or the dark-haired, purple-eyed one? Place your bets now.
Oh yeah, which character are you playing, my love?
The exiled princess or the possibly cannibalistic witch? Question mark? I don't even know.
Which?
I don't know what she is. But okay.
That's fair. Gotta make you a
Both.
little larger. Alright. Today, Junior, shut the fuck up. That's foul. Fuck you. Thank you for the clip.
Alright.
Oh, bubbies.
Ah,
I'm in the way of the
yes.
text.
Yeets you.
Well,
Well, so am I actually, huh?
can you? Well,
We
this
have
is
to
a
become
tricky
tinier.
operation. Would you be able to move the stream, like the image of it, the game, to the side?
What do you mean?
Like make it a square instead of your whole like background?
I could, but
It's up to you. You can also just do what you're currently doing, and I'm sure that'll be fine. That was so funny. Listen, my ADHD and dyslexia got real crossed, and then I was trying to speed through it, and it just wasn't working, and I kept saying cruel instead of cold, and then they mixed, and it was bad. So, ugh.
let me try that. Let me try what you suggested.
Oh, to like move that thing instead of yourself? Yeah, okay. Take your time. By the way, chat, my wife is currently playing this character. Gone with the 69. Nice. All right.
I feel like it's too small then, though, but okay, well.
It's up to you. You do whatever you feel. It's your stream. This is why I have the setup that I
Look
have.
at
That
it.
way people can see all the things. I'm watching yours. Oh, so I guessed wrong.
No.
I'm looking at your stream, my love.
Yeah, I just switched over. I think it'll take a second.
That's not that small. That's still doable.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can still see that.
Okay,
Can
bet.
you?
I don't know. It's like real tiny on my tiny screen.
Okay, no, that works.
No. I'm gonna go back because I feel like it's a visual novel and it should be experienced like fully
yeah.
for people who are watching.
Yeah.
We're just gonna move to the side.
Okay.
Hopefully text doesn't show up on like the
It's
other
gonna
side.
show up on the other side. I guarantee you. The style of this game I guarantee they're gonna be like one person talking on the right, one person talking on the left.
Well, then we'll sit in the fucking middle. We'll figure it out. It's okay.
Okay, you're good. Do what you gotta do, my love. I'm right here. This game doesn't move until you read the line.
Okay.
Anyway, chat, how's your day going? Oh, actually, while my lovely wife figures all of that out, sorry for complicating things. My lovely wife, they had said, hey, you should say this thought that you've had in your mind while we were watching things. And keep in mind, at the time, I'm sober. This is a thought that's in my head when I am sober.
And I'm high.
And my my lovely wife is high. And I have this thought while we're watching a cooking video, and it's a Japanese chef making a type of food in Japan. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, because certain things have accents or different feelings and stuff like that depending on where they're from. I was like, do you think cutlery has an accent depending on where it is? I never got an answer. My wife just started laughing. So, take that for what you will. It was just a thought I had. And I don't know how to explain that further, just other than, yeah. Are you ready?
All
Mom?
right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Oh dear. I ran out of firewood. If only I'd noticed yesterday. This has caught me quite unawares. Suddenly she has an accent. Just go with it, chat.
The
Okay,
ex-princess in question was named Cassidy, and she was the eldest child of the kingdom of Varamir. What's that you say? You've never heard of Varamir? One shouldn't be surprised. It's all happened long before the universe summoned you into existence.
The next shipment isn't due for a while yet. But I cannot wait. I won't be able to cook or do laundry without a fire.
So long had the princess been living in this cottage alone that she'd taken to talking to herself just to feel less lonely. Determined to gather some wood before sundown, Cassidy grabbed a hatchet and some linen and then quitted the place. Once
It's
outside, she
pretty. I like the
paused,
art.
considering for the umpteenth time whether it would be best for her to lock the door.
No one will come in anyway. My brother's agents never enter, and no one else travels this deep into the wood.
Convincing herself so, Cassidy turned away and headed into the forest to begin her mission. Unfortunately, her determination and willpower were short-lived.
As I thought, firewood isn't just lying on the ground, just waiting to be picked up.
Though she'd brought the hatchet, she'd foolishly hoped she wouldn't have to use it. Faced with so many different types of trees, most of them quite large, she was unsure how to proceed.
Now that I think about it, how much firewood do I usually use at once? Ugh, the more I try to remember, the more addled I get. Perhaps I'll just subsist on fruits and fungus until the next crate arrives.
A timely stomach growl quickly put a stop to such plans. Cassidy let out a sigh.
For now, then, I shall return to my favorite place. It always brings me peace. That place holds some magic. I've always felt. I'm sure I shall be able to think of something once I'm there.
Her spirit restored, Cassidy hefted her linen satchel a little higher. It was not long until she would be comfortable again, she thought.
Why, you're as radiant as ever.
As Zephyr.
As ever. Not as
There were
ever.
many-
Hello.
There were many views that take pleasure in this forest, but this one in particular always brought her delight. Though she had lived here now for some seasons, the tree before her seemed to never change. It's called an evergreen.
No. I don't know much about wisteria. Are they meant to stay in bloom year-round? Perhaps the winters here are mild. Wisteria shall wither not when flakes of winter fall. Yet all must someday perish while heeding nature's call. It's
Oh.
your line.
Oh my god. How unfortunately spooky must that be, where you just like close your eyes and like repeat a line, right? Thinking like
Mhm.
nothing of it, you're by yourself, and then somebody else just shows up and finishes it for you. I would fucking terrified. But nature wields
Yep.
not power o'er us all. A clear wind chime voice caught Cassidy's attention. Cassidy's heart stuck in her throat as she followed the sound and caught sight of a woman sitting there. She had never before seen a woman so breathtakingly beautiful. My apologies for interrupting your poem, madam.
It was only a couplet. You do not interrupt so much as improve it.
Sorry, adjusting my mic. Oh, then all the better. But it is not safe to be so deep in the wood. Tarry not.
I live here. It is quite safe, I assure you.
I dare say I have lived here much longer than you have.
No harm has ever come to me in these woods. Perhaps our experiences merely differ.
Certainly. I concede your point. Cassidy paused a long while, unsure of how to carry on the conversation.
How strange. I used to make small talk with all the courtiers as if it were nothing. Has time truly affected me so? You say you live here?
I do.
I have never seen you. I'm quite sure of it. I would remember someone like you. Whereabouts do you live, if you do not mind my asking?
hardly a stone's throw from where we stand now, or where we now stand.
A stone's throw?
Oh, what are we
That
picking?
is
right now?
highly suspect.
Is that what you're picking?
No. We're going, how can that be?
Okay.
I just think it's funny that like the language in this visual novel is so just like flowery and old timey,
Yeah.
and then there's just that is highly suspect. How can that be? I suppose she does not wish to expose where she lives to an utter stranger. That is reasonable. She seems to be quite on her guard. I envy your view of this lovely place.
Do not envy me.
What could that mean? How droll. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Cassidy. I, too, live nearby.
You may call me Elowin.
Elowen. What a lovely name.
Besides, I was already aware that you live nearby.
What? How?
I have seen you before, albeit from a distance. Come here often.
Oh dear, I must have been making a complete fool of myself. I'm sorry that you've had to witness that.
Cassidy thought back to all the complaining she'd done under this tree. All the times she'd sullied herself trying to gather fruit. There were many other truly mortifying memories as she stared at the ground in shame. When she looked up, however, Elowin was smiling. Cassidy felt her tension wane. So, brings you back to this place?
I wanted to calm myself.
Calm yourself? What for? What could possibly cause you distress?
What a sour tone. Does she think I just daydream and laze about all day? Many things, I'll have you know, that at this very minute, I'm on a mission that might mean the difference between life and death.
Oh? And yet you dally here? What could this mission involve, pray tell?
I see my presence is not wanted here. I shall return to my search forthwith.
Just as she was about to turn away and leave, Elowin and the wisteria tree behind. My bad, there's a weird pause there, sorry. Cassidy heard Elowin
Yeah,
laugh
no.
softly. It was a bewitching sound.
That's how I read it in my head, too. Also,
My bad.
Cassidy needs to chill.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's fair. I see I have offended my lady. No offense was met, and sure.
Really?
Truly, I would never wish to cause you pain. Tell me of your mission.
I have run out of firewood.
Upon hearing this, Elowin stood up and dusted herself off. Allow me to be of service.
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly
Please. This tree suffers so much every time you shed your tears and frustration upon it.
She blushed.
She blushed. Yet, despite her abrasive words, Elowin was tirelessly helpful. It was she who taught Cassidy to gather smaller bits of kindling and to use the hatchet when that proved insufficient. If you wrap these smaller branches together, they shall burn just fine.
I see. Oh, I'm certainly glad not to have to chop down a whole tree. I was worried about that.
Are you chopping down a whole tree for firewood? Yes, once felled, a tree can never rise again. Take of them their fruit, their branches, but spare them their roots and lifeblood.
Lifeblood? Do trees have blood?
Look at their face. This forest is quite
So
old, you
silly.
know. I wish it would stay forever this way, but man has trouble leaving things be. The disparity between Elowen's indifferent expression and the biting tone of her voice made Cassidy's heart ache.
Damn. What are we picking?
Bad experiences.
She must have had a bad experience. We humans are meddlesome things, aren't we?
Hmm.
Perhaps I'm making too light of her feelings. I thought that was rather an intelligent thing to say. You truly love this forest.
Yes. In fact, I feel that I am part of it, and it is part of me.
How beautiful.
The two continued through the forest, gathering wood and passing the time with easy conversation. As they walked leisurely, the sun began to sink. So too did the satchel of wood over Cassidy's shoulder sag. It seems that you've gathered plenty of wood now. Surely that will be enough.
You're right.
The time had quite gotten away from the exiled princess. Now that their afternoon together was coming to an end, Cassidy was afraid. Afraid and hopeful, which was perhaps more dangerous still. Then...
Excuse me, Miss Elowen.
Yes?
Might we meet again? You have no idea how happy I am to meet another person living in this wood. And a woman at that.
Yet, the expression on Elowen's face showed that she had, in fact, some idea. I was about to suggest the same. You might find me in this area most afternoons.
I see. Then, until tomorrow.
Would that we meet so soon, my lady. With that, Elowen bowed and left.
Gay.
Yay!
Her steps make almost no sound. What a graceful woman. Not just beautiful, but elegant and smart.
As she walked back to her cottage, so filled with thoughts of Elowen was her head, that Cassidy forgot all about her fatigue and the weight of her burden.
She certainly is opinionated, but she must have so much more experience living independently than I. I hope I'm not a bother to her.
And with that, the once princess returned home, blissfully unaware that the roots that were this very moment grabbing hold of her heels and pulling her beneath.
That's such an ominous line.
Yeah. It is said a fool repeats his days, changing not, but expecting change. I posit these men are by routine hogtied. They expect not, and are by not satisfied. Day 2.
Day 2.
Day 2.
Fight.
World premiere. Sorry. All right. You can do the narration for day 2.
There's a sort of melancholy one feels when closing a book for the final time, feeling its last words wash over you as you leave its world and return to your own life.
All right.
It was an ennui that Cassidy had grown used to. In her former life, she had received the best education that money and bribery might buy. Bribery?
Yep.
Now, that bright mind was left to languish, fed by nothing more than a single new book each fortnight. By now, Cassidy was in the habit of reading very slowly, indeed. She shut her latest tome and placed it upon the table next to her half-written letter to her brother. I never sound quite myself in these letters. How do you write from a distance to one whom you once saw daily? And how do you write anything at all when your life has grown so dull? She decided to pen a few more sentences on how moved she felt after reading the book and how profoundly distressed she was by the ending of it. Family is important, but so too is recognizing the value of what you have before it is too late. If only the king had realized what a wonderful daughter he had. And I hope that you realize how much you are loved by me, your one and only sister. She paused, overcome by sheer feeling, and decided to keep that final bit to herself. It was too desperate for comfort, and princesses did not whinge so. No, that wouldn't do at all. How unbecoming. With a sigh, Cassidy stared at the crackling fire. She had more than enough firewood now to last until her next shipment of it. The sight reminded her of Elowen. I wonder what Elowen is doing at this very moment. She could not fathom. The day-to-day life of such a mysterious personage was utterly beyond her imagination. Her curiosity so engaged, it was now impossible to ignore. And so, the fair Cassidy resolved herself to take a walk and casually seek the other woman out.
Casually.
Gay. Perhaps I'll even stumble across where she lives today. Wouldn't it be exciting to surprise her at her home? That sounds like a bad idea.
Probably not. Shouldn't do that, I think. She hasn't surprised you at yours.
Mm-hmm. Thinking nothing at all of how inconvenient, how overly forward and impertinent it might be, she departed immediately. Once outside, Cassidy took in a deep lungful of crisp forest air. How lovely it is today, hardly a cloud in the sky. She took measured steps into the forest, constantly scanning the area around her, on the lookout for this elusive domicile. Domicile, haha. Might Elowen. Might Elowen. That was
Continue.
too bad of a joke for me to laugh this much at.
Yeah, you got this.
Okay.
Breathe.
Might Elowen live in a cottage like mine? She's so elegant. I cannot imagine her doing housework. Then again, I could hardly imagine myself doing housework not so long ago. Oh, how times change a person.
Calm down.
Cassidy reached her beloved wisteria tree before long and eagerly drank in the sight of it. She ran up to the tree and encircled it with her arms as if meaning to embrace it. Hello, dear tree! You're looking as lovely as ever today, though a certain someone sits not beneath your boughs this afternoon. She leaned to one side and then another, looking around the tree and into the forest to see if she might spy a window or a billowing of a chimney smoke. Sadly, she could make out only more trees. I can't suppose that Elowen lives in a tree house, does she?
Certainly not.
Damn, she popped up.
Slithered up next to her.
Startled, Cassidy jumped, her foot catching unhappily on one of the tree's roots, sending her flailing forward.
Careful.
Oh, it's this trope. Elowen's arms shot out at once, her vice-like grip snaring the once princess just in time. Elowen's touch was so cold, yet her movements decisive. Cassidy's heart raced. Okay. Was she truly worried for me? It took Cassidy several moments to regain her composure. Elowen, too, looked a bit shaken. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. Though, truth be told, if you hadn't startled me so, I would not have fallen.
Is that so? I shall endeavor to be less frightening in the future then.
Oh dear, she may have mistaken my meaning. I was only trying to cover up my embarrassment. Joking?
It's up to you. Whichever one.
Perhaps Elowen was joking. On second thought, was that perhaps a joke?
You look much better with a smile.
As do you. Still, how curious it is for us to be meeting here again.
You come here often. I live nearby. What is curious about it?
I'm merely saying that it's serendipitous. I went into it with confidence.
You did.
I'm merely saying that it's serendipitous. It must be fate.
Fate has nothing to do with it, I assure you.
Oh, but it is so much more romantic to think of it as fate.
I can think of nothing less romantic than fate.
Huh?
Perhaps this is something not yet possible for you to understand.
Don't speak as though you're much older and wiser than me. Elowen laughed a little. How old are you, anyway?
How do you think?
Cassidy stared at Elowen, gazing deep into her eyes as if she might find the other woman's secrets there.
She is curious. Some
Older.
may even say bi-curious. Yes, Jesus.
Older than I first thought, perhaps.
A wise answer.
Elowen tipped her head slightly, the motion seeming to indicate a desire to walk on. Cassidy was only too happy to comply.
Bottom.
Together, the women strolled. Huh? Does it
I
have
think
that
the second
for you too?
I think the third the second the isn't supposed to be there. Like it's together the two women strolled. I don't think that the is supposed to be there. But yeah, fair. I read it as together the two women strolled, and you went the, and I was like, wait, what? And then I saw the second the, and I was like, oh. All right.
Their time together was marked by companionable silence. Cassidy, never before a quiet girl, was desperate to fill it, but what conversation might pique Elowen's interest was unclear. She peered shyly at Elowen's face in profile, so striking and noble did it seem. She has the air of an aristocrat. What could someone like she be doing living in the forest? Then again, am I not in the same position? Perhaps it's something she finds difficult to speak of. An icy gust of wind whistled through the clearing, causing Cassidy to shiver and rub her bare arms.
The sun will be setting soon, and it will grow colder. Perhaps you should.
It was then that the question Cassidy had been ruminating on over all afternoon burst forth. Would you like to come to my cottage? Girl, it's day 2.
Day
Cassidy.
2. You don't even all you know about her is that she's tall, cute, and you like her name. And like that's it, bruh.
Cassidy. Elowen appeared quite overcome.
Is that wise?
Whatever do you mean?
How can you extend such an invitation to one such as me, whom you hardly know? You are entirely too trusting.
I'm surprised at you. 2 solitary women ought to stick together out in these wilds. Besides, who else have I to invite? I sometimes feel quite lonely out here. Don't you? Elowen turned her head slightly and gazed into the forest behind them, as if peering at something only she could see.
Loneliness, then. I see. Very well. I will take you up on your offer.
Though puzzled by Elowen's hesitation, Cassidy was overjoyed that her invitation had been accepted. There was a spring in her step as she led the other woman to her home. You know, chat, the problem in this entire situation is that I'm thinking, like, logically, I know that, Cassidy should be more careful, but I'm like, if I was alone in a like living in a cottage in the woods
Mm-hmm.
and a hot woman showed up, I would also invite her back to my place.
Oh, bubbies.
This is probably why I wouldn't survive.
This is probably why you're playing Cassidy.
It was only in
Hi,
front of the
Tristan.
cottage that Cassidy suddenly understood what an impetuous thing it was she was doing. 1,000% hot woman in the woods. Come in, come in. I know. Is
Tristan
the
with a
house
hydroponic
clean
and
enough?
stretch. I shall do all three. Thank you very much. Sorry, continue.
She could not seem to recall she had last swept or aired out her bedding.
Mm.
Aired out her bedding? Girl.
Aired out.
She want to hook up.
Is this where you live?
Yes.
It's charming.
Thank you. I wish I could take more credit for that. The house was here long before I arrived. Even the furniture is truly not my own.
Still, it suits you.
Thank you. Bolstered by Elowen's reaction, Cassidy finally gained the courage to follow through. She opened the door wide, gesturing for the other woman to enter. As Elowen did so, with her usual slow, measured steps, Cassidy could not help but notice the other woman's feet, clearly visible in the slippers she wore. Her toes are curled. How odd. Wait a minute. That's creepy. I don't like that. I don't like that. That reminds me of the horror stories I was told growing up as a kid here.
Oh,
I don't wanna, no. No, that's, no.
all right. This is about to become a horror game for you. I'm so sorry.
They stayed that way even as Elowen entered the house. Perhaps her manner of walking is not purely for the sake of elegance, but also necessity.
Yuri, if you're here, I apologize.
Had Elowen some sort of pain in her feet? Cassidy pondered on this and resolved to ask about it when the opportunity arose. Girl, oh my god. It is quite spacious. You live here alone? Wait! That was your line. Hang on. Okay. I zoned in too hard because I started thinking of like what's gonna happen. Like, is she like actually gonna eat her?
I'm thinking she's
Not
like
in
a
the fun
vampire or
way.
something. Oh, God.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, it is quite spacious. You live here alone?
That's right.
Hmm.
It's not so bad. I don't have anyone to tell me what to do or where to go. I have a freedom now that I'd never known before.
Perhaps. But sometimes I believe that being tied down to something is easier. If you don't realize that you're being strangled, it's just a pleasant, lightheaded feeling.
I don't really understand.
Chat, this is about to get dark. It's alright if you don't.
Elowen walked slowly from one part of the room to the next, her fingertips ghosting over every surface. That's creepy. She looked to be seeking the essence of each object, taking in every minute flaw and deciphering its true nature. Cassidy wondered what Elowen might discover about her if only she allowed it. If only she dared. Oh, so you want her fingers on your body. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. It was unbearably quiet. Just then, Elowen came across the book Cassidy had just finished reading. Oh, that's a book my brother sent to me. I get
Hang
so
on.
frightfully bored here.
Oh no, continue. Do this one.
I get so frightfully bored here that these books have become my sanctuary. I'm expecting a new shipment soon.
All right. We should save. We
All right.
haven't saved the game like at all. We should save. I was thinking about that. I'm like, hang on. It's been like an hour.
Saved.
Okay. All right.
Also, hang on, go into options. I want to see if we turn on like, okay, we'll do it after day 2's done. But if we turn on voice volume and then turn off Cassidy and Eleven, I'm wondering if the narration is voiced. That way
Maybe.
one of us doesn't have to do all of the talking in like one day, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Then on day 3, we'll do that.
Yeah.
We should also start saving when the next day starts.
Yeah, probably.
All right, we'll do that. All right. So you read that line already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your brother?
Elowen was silent for a time, digesting that new information. And then her eyes fell on the half-finished letter haphazardly placed next to the book. Cassidy followed her gaze, eyes wide. She leapt forward to snatch the letter away. How much had the other woman seen? She colored in mortification.
Your brother is far away from here.
Yes.
Is it beautiful? Place where you once both lived?
I have not once seen its equal.
More beautiful than this cottage prison of yours?
Cassidy could not hide her surprise at Elowen's poisonous choice of words, nor could she hide her sudden tears. I'm gonna go with the first one. Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me? I do not appreciate your tone.
I noticed you do not disagree with me, however.
I most decidedly do. You don't understand how much my brother cares for me.
You are correct in at least one thing there.
That's so sad. Cassidy angrily dried her tears. Elowen looked to the window.
It has gotten dark.
Oh my, how rude of me. I have not offered you tea or any refreshment.
Do not trouble yourself on my account. I must away. I did not mean to impose for so long.
You are hardly an imposition.
You are kind and good.
And that's why I'm going to kill you and eat you. I mean, what?
Yum, 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 yum.
Cassidy's face lit up.
Kind and good things do not survive long in a world such as ours.
Foreshadowing. And just as quickly as it had come, the sudden rush of delight left her. Bowing her head, the other woman was out the door and gone, leaving hurt and confusion in her wake. Adds in 5 minutes on my end. I have to believe that Alexander loves me. If not, what will become of me? When she looked out the window to glimpse the same view that Elowen had just beheld, what Cassidy saw before her was but a bleak uncertainty. No, not the awareness. Alright, let's try the...
Save.
Alright, saving.
Alright, and then we wanted to try the options.
Yeah.
Alright, voice volume all
Go
the way
to
up.
sound. Well,
There,
not all
up.
the way. I'm going to turn it up a little bit of the way.
I'm going to put it wherever
And then turn
feel
off
like.
Cassidy and Elowen. Right.
Without wisdom or experience.
Ooh.
You ready?
Yeah.
Storm shall ill-weathered be.
This is being read, by the way. So.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are nearby, dear one.
I'm on the 3rd line, by the way.
Oh, I'm on the next day. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No storms can bother
Because I just
me.
click when she's done reading it.
Okay, fair enough. Day 3. Did the
Alright.
narrator do the thing?
No, not for this.
Oh, unfortunate. All right. The exiled princess paused on the very first line of her letter.
To my dear Alexander. Is that too familiar? Will he dislike it?
The brother of her memory was a kind boy, but rather stiff and particularly mindful of decorum. Following the events of a previous evening, Cassidy felt compelled to rewrite her half-finished letter.
Not that Alexander would care. Not that Alexander will care either way. I'm sure he's too busy to even read my letters through. Still, I want him to know how I spend my days. I feel less alone when I read his letters, and if mine can ease his spirits, then it's a worthwhile endeavor.
Cassidy finished the letter without much of a fuss. She wrote briefly of Eloin, a passerby, helping her find firewood. Most of its contents,
I hope.
however, were in regards to the book she had recently finished.
Okay. Am I reading the letter?
Sure. Can you see the whole letter?
Well, most of it. I hope that this letter finds you well, dear brother. I have greatly enjoyed the last book you sent me. However, it had such a sad ending. Even though the father loved his youngest daughter so, it all came to nothing in the end. Both of them died. Can there be any worse fate than to die at your loved one's hand? I dare say not. Foreshadowing. The book has given me much to think about, though I do hope you send a happier tome next time. I do begin.
To tire of reading such dreary works. I can't make out any of that specific one, but anyways.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I.
Perhaps this will encourage my dear brother more.
Hmm.
No, I moved on because.
Okay, fair enough.
You know.
When Cassidy looked out the window, she realized the sun had started to set.
Oh dear, was I revising for so long? Silly me.
She folded up her letter and placed it in an envelope, sealing it with the royal wax seal she was given. She stood and stretched her arms above her head.
I have hardly moved all day. That is no good.
Cassidy walked out to the front of the cottage, where she normally left her letters halfway beneath the door for an agent to collect. She had just stuffed her letter under the door when... Princess?
Treat, no treat. Treat, no treat. Treat, no treat. Oh, shucks.
Hey, Tristan got a treat. Cassidy's blood ran cold for just a moment. Yet, she soon realized who was addressing her and relaxed. Should you relax?
You surprised me, Eloin.
Maybe don't relax. She spoke to the other woman through the half-open window at the front of the cottage.
I'm no princess, you know.
Is that so? You seem like one to me. Cassidy
I'm
was
your
not sure
princess.
how to respond to that sentiment. All right.
Have I casually let slip that I was a princess? I did not realize that I still behaved in the manner of one.
No? Really? All right.
Lifelong habits cannot so soon be discarded, it seems.
There's an envelope under the door.
Oh, yes. Do leave it there. It's outgoing.
Outgoing? Eloin paused for a long while, but said no more on the subject. May I come in?
Of course. I'm so sorry. I should have invited you sooner. I was so taken aback, you see.
I did not mean to surprise you so.
It's all right. A happy surprise. I'm so glad to see you. Oh my god, I have a raid.
Oh, you got a raid? Hang on.
Hi, hello, hi, Cosmic Mist. That's 1/4 of Jesus Christ. That's 1/4 of Aether XP with me. Hi, hello, how you doing? Welcome, Raiders. Maya, thank you for the Rickroll, Maya. I really appreciate it. But how was stream? I know you were playing no game apparently.
Apparently, no game.
But I know you were playing
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy when I was lurking, but yeah, how was stream? How'd it go? What did you do?
Let's
Was
go.
there any gay shit in there?
lesbians.
I saw Cloud. But hi, elevators, welcome in. My name is Zephyr Moon, Celestial Dream Guardian VTuber. I do a variety of content here on Twitch, including but not limited to visual novels, art, and a bunch of games. If you need to raid and fade, please feel free to do so. Take care of yourselves, hydrate, stretch, rest your eyes, grab a snack, do all the fun stuff. If you stick around, I am playing Without a Voice, which is basically a lesbian dark fantasy romance horror visual novel, and I have my lovely wife
Hello.
Mexican_Miko
All right, never mind.
here with me, and we're both doing some voice acting. Makes you happy? Okay. Sephiroth was whispering in Cloud's ear, bad breakup. Oh no. Fucking poor Cloud. Zephy, you sound tired. It's 4 a.m. Zeph is always tired.
It's 4 in the morning.
This is true.
To be fair.
This is true. Okay, yeah, that's true. My bad. Yeah, no, Dream Guardian, if I'm not asleep, I'm tired. I just exist in the dreamscape.
Do you work in dreaming too? Oh my goodness. Puppies, you need a vacation. Also, Cosmic, did you get to the part where Sephiroth is calling Cloud a puppy? Oh my god.
What the hell? That's some gay shit right there.
Yeah, he whispers it so seductively. He's like, "Oh, you're such a cute puppy."
He calls him puppy. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Wait, what? Sephiroth?
Yeah. It's
What
literally
the
the beginning of the game. Yeah.
He calls him cute puppy.
He means
That's
it literally
insane.
because Cloud is so excited for praise that he just looks like a little golden retriever.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. I know you'd remember it, given your Caleb
Of course
fixation.
you'd remember it. What does Caleb have to do with puppies suddenly?
I don't know. I just feel like
You know,
calling
actually,
out. I just feel like calling
he
out
is
Cosmic.
dog-coded. he is dog-coded indeed. Thank you for hat pat. Oh shit, is YouTube Studio? Oh, it's okay.
The gay ass team up attack. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. A goon of a gentleman. Fuck yeah, loud and proud. Do it more.
Oh my god. Goodbye forever. Thank you for the raid, Cosmic. I'm glad stream was fun.
See you later, Cosmic.
Thank you. I'm having a great time. Posture check. No, I refuse. I'm bratting today. Hydrate.
Maya, thank you for the hydrate.
Fine,
Posture
I'll
stretch. I shall do all three. Also, I appreciate that, bet. Damn, the brat. Yeah. It never happens, I assure you.
What?
Bratting.
Self-care is important, yeah. I don't need praise from you, Maya.
Treat, no treat.
What Mommy
Treat,
Kitty
no
said?
Treat, no treat. Oh,
She's Mommy
shucks.
Kitty? Oh, damn. You guys are both kittens. Kitties
All
and
right, then.
kittens.
Tristan with the getting another treat. Hell yeah. Enjoy your treat.
I just put a bubblegum in my mouth and I'm realizing now that was probably not the best idea considering I'm voice acting, but
You know what? You can do whatever you feel, my love.
Moist.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have a moist voice now.
All right. Focus. Focus. Hey, focus. Focus. I do need to grab the clicker.
Shut the fuck up. There's no clicker. No, stop it. It gets what? Why are you loading a gun now suddenly? What is happening? Now you went and got my all excited. See?
See? I told you. They'll reveal themselves.
Not me though. Not me, chat.
Mm-hmm. I just clicked that once and everybody, they'll reveal themselves. You
Good
demand
save,
the
baby.
clicks.
Good save. You good save.
What now?
They're all wet. Now what?
Ooh,
Thank you for
no
the
way.
Silas wet
Now
kitty.
what?
Anyway, continuing forward.
Yes, we are.
We march on with the story.
Whenever you feel like it. All right.
It's all right. A happy surprise. I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, you didn't read that part. Thought you did. Okay. Anyway.
Kitty, thank you for the daddy joke.
She opened the door and ushered Elwyn inside. Again, she's a fucking vampire. She needs to be invited in. I don't like it. I heard a gun. Yeah. This time, Cassidy did not forget her manners. Ooh. Nice little kitchen. She quickly flew into the kitchen to make her guests some tea, pulled out the crackers she'd set aside for such an occasion. Elwyn politely sipped the tea, but did not touch the crackers.
You pick.
I suppose she's already eaten.
There is a healthy glow to... Oh, no, that is me. There is a healthy glow to Elwyn's face. I suppose she's already eaten. She strikes me as the type who would worry about her figure.
Okay.
And it is so late in the day already. Yes, I'm sure she is already supped and can eat no more. Delusion is the solution.
I would
Apparently.
seem so. You can't see her house because she's hanging from the fucking branches. Like a vampire bat. Cassidy endeavored not to take offense and instead greedily partook of the crackers herself. The two women talked pleasantries for some time, though it became rather apparent that Elwyn's attention lay elsewhere.
Is everything quite all right?
Why do you ask?
You seem somewhat reserved.
Hmm.
That is more than usual.
Hmm. That letter. You said it was outgoing. Is that the letter you wrote your brother?
Oh, yes. If I leave the letters there, someone will come collect it.
Someone? Who can that be? You do not go into town to have your mail delivered? She was at a loss as to know how to explain. Cassidy herself knew that her situation was extraordinary.
You see, although I live alone, I am well taken care of. My brother provides everything. Every fortnight or so, his agents deliver food and supplies to me. Way to give away all of your information, Cassidy. Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, yeah, it's the hot woman. Also, the music just fully stopped, and I think that's spooky.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone is around to collect my outgoing letters once or twice a day. I only ever send my brother letters, of course.
I was not wrong when I said this place was like a jail. Why do you live here alone, when he clearly has enough resources to take care of you? Cassidy shifted uncomfortably in her seat. Elwyn's eyes seemed not to look at her so much as bore into her soul. Cassidy felt judged and deemed unworthy, though she had not yet responded to Elowin's inquiry. No matter how she phrased it in her head, it sounded awful.
I'm here for my own safety.
She took a deep breath.
When you called me princess earlier, you were not far off. Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me.
Oh.
Thank you for the mommy sorry redeem, kitty. When you called me princess earlier, you were not far off the mark. I once was a princess, though I am no longer. After my father, the king's death, I was to inherit the throne, but our barons and parliament voted no confidence. Worse, I was then handed trumped up charges of treason. I very well could have been executed. Instead, my younger brother intervened on my behalf.
So you are...
Alive. Oh, sorry. Alive. In exile, but alive.
The former princess surprised herself at the depth of her own feelings, at the desperation with which she tried to convince especially herself that this was for the best.
Girl, go get your throne back.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
Yeah.
It's not so terrible. This cottage is lovely. It's a good thing to be among nature like this.
How can you be so positive?
De Lulu is the Lulu. What?
You speak so fondly of your brother, when he is the one who exiled you, who left you here to rot in isolation.
It's not like that, Elowen.
What part of what I said is false? Tell me.
It's not that simple. It is not Alexander's fault.
As a result of your dear Alexander's intervention, you were exiled, were you not? Who's to say he was not responsible for the unfavorable vote in the first place?
Why would he do that? What would he have to gain? The throne? It is not my brother's fault. He could have let them kill me, but I am alive thanks to him.
I previously stated my belief that you are kind and good.
Huh?
I now have a revision upon my opinion. You are a blind fool. As I am mute, you are blind, altogether too blind to the selfish ways of the world.
What is your meaning?
It is nothing. Believe in your brother all you wish, but you cannot deny that there is truth to what I've said. Elwyn rose from her seat in one swift movement and then headed for the door. Good night, princess.
I am princess no longer. Mock me not, I beg you.
And just like that, she was gone, disappeared into the dark. Cassidy wrapped her arms around her torso, hugging herself for comfort in the wake of Elowyn's sudden, indignant anger.
Damn.
Feeling comfort none, the former princess squeezed her eyes shut.
Oh, Alexander, if only she knew you as I do, then she would understand.
I don't know that I want to know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
There is a treasure that can't be bought, no matter how long it may be sought. It is something priceless, yet free. I speak, of course, of an apology.
Day 4! Save. Alright, your turn to read.
After a restless sleep, Cassidy awoke to the sun's harsh rays. She stretched, arching her back to release the tension there. She's just like me, for real, for real. Finally, her gaze went to the front door. There was a distinct lack of a letter beneath it. They must have come in the night. How diligent my brother's agents are. Or the fucking vampire trying to eat you's probably stolen it.
Or the lady that you invited to your house and told all your secrets to probably did something. That's fine too.
You are a blind fool.
Hey, the music's back.
All at once, the memories of her argument with Elowen nearly knocked the wind out of her. I cannot believe I divulged such secrets to someone I barely know.
It's okay. She
A
was
little too
hot. I
late
get
to
it.
think about that. Cassidy was puzzled both at herself and at Elowen's odd behavior. You pick.
I pick. I'm sure she had her reasons.
Elowen appeared so upset. I wonder if she experienced something similar. Perhaps my blind optimism reminded her too much of it. I'm sure she's only worried for me. I seem to inspire that breed of pity in others. I can understand that I'm afraid. I'm afraid I often come off as quite helpless. I must ask her about her own life. We know so little about each other, it's no wonder she would react that way.
I don't think that's
One
the
can
reason.
only draw conclusions based on what one already knows. Presently, there was a knock at the door. Given how long it had been since her last shipment, as well as the fact that Elowen was far more likely to announce her presence with her words, Cassidy could draw but one conclusion. She waited nearly 10 minutes before opening the door. It was protocol. She knew not who her brother sent, and it was unclear whether they knew whom they were delivering to. The royal family of Veromir had a distinctive look to them. It would not do for too many people to know who she was, or that a former princess dwelt here. When she finally allowed herself to open the door, she found a large wooden crate not unlike the previous ones. Sitting atop the crate's contents was a sealed envelope. Cassidy instantly recognized the severe cursive. To my sister, I am glad. Oh, do you want to read this?
No, I can read it, sure. Arrogant, pompous, fucking.
Mm-hmm.
To my sister, I'm glad to hear that you are adjusting well to life at the cottage. Doubtless there are many things that challenge you given your former life, but we must all make the best of things. I know that you have too much time on your hands, so I have been sure to enclose more books for you to read. You may, one day, be called upon to marry well for the advantage of king and country. As such, it is of the utmost importance that you keep your mind sharp, your hands unidle.
Bitch? What a motherfucker. There's no way.
What?
Did she add on to the letter? Did Elowen do that? The last part of seemed to have been written later, as the script looks slightly different.
Maybe.
That's not what I meant to do. I think of you often. I worry about you more often still. Be safe in the forest and keep to yourself. Though I know that is difficult for you. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way her brother wrote that.
Oh, I suppose I should read that, right?
I mean, you could. I just read it, but go for it.
Oh, okay. Hang on. 1 sec. I think of you often. I worry about you more often still. Be safe in the forest and keep to yourself, though I know that it's difficult for you. Please await my next letter. I remain your loyal brother, A.
She read over the letter many times, trying her best to glean affection from it. Alexander has always been a little awkward. I'm sure that last bit was added with some reluctance, after one of his advisors chastised him for the content of his letter. She smiled and ran her fingertips along the part that read, I think of you often. But then she remembered the sentence about marriage. I don't want to marry. I've never considered marriage, even before my exile. Can a noble or royal from another nation be content with a wife who has been living in the woods? Can I even be content myself in such a marriage? The letter did not raise her spirits as much as letters from Alexander usually did. The implication of it weighed on her. Of course, I must be useful to the kingdom somehow.
Oh,
Why else would I be alive? If I can be of use, even as a disgraced princess. Cassidy sighed. She could not finish that thought. All of a sudden, Cassidy wanted nothing but to see Elowen again. I will seek her out. I must. The other woman's presence would certainly be a salve for her current mood. That was her reasoning, and she swiftly acted upon it. Cassidy set the crate away from the cottage and then set out. Do you think this is self-sabotage at this point?
who knows?
After a long, fruitless walk about the forest, she arrived in front of the wisteria tree. Elowen.
Huh. Princess.
I am no longer a princess.
Just because you no longer live in a castle does not mean that you are no longer a princess.
Cassidy was reminded of the word marriage once again. Elowen was right. She was still considered a princess, insofar as a princess could be useful. A long silence passed between them. Both were conscious, no doubt, of the argument that had transpired between them, an argument they had not yet resolved. I am sorry. Elowen's eyes widened almost imperceptibly, but Cassidy, staring into the other woman's face as she was, took note. I should not have burdened you with my circumstances to begin with, but you were only worried for me. I should have been more sensitive in my explanation.
No.
Cassidy was struck by the sight of Elowen's soft smile as she laughed. The former princess's heart fluttered, and her brother's letter was promptly forgotten.
It is nothing. It would seem that I, too, am quite the fool.
The air thusly cleared, the two women were able to enjoy the rest of their day together.
Yay!
They whiled the time away in companionable satisfaction.
Nice.
Companionable.
Ads are here, by the way, chat. Good luck.
That night, Cassidy drifted off to sleep with a full heart. Cassidy, get help.
The strings of love are oft unseen, though wrapped around you they may be. When tied fast, none can come between, nor challenge humble fate's decree.
Day 5.
Day 5.
Safe. I looked it up because I was curious how long this game would take.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, completionist of it is like 2 hours, like doing everything,
Mm-hmm.
and just finishing like the main story once through is 45 minutes.
We've been going for an hour 27.
I know.
You'll probably finish it this stream.
Probably. I mean, yeah. I don't think this will be a long stream, chat.
How beautiful it is today.
Indeed. Elowen had surprised Cassidy early that morning, arriving at her front door without warning.
Though Elowen didn't even knock. Silly creature. I wonder if she would have left if I hadn't seen her and opened the door.
She just standing outside, staring into your home, like, I have questions, and you have no survival instinct. The thought bothered her almost as much as the notion that Elowen might not yearn for Cassidy's company the way Cassidy did for hers. After some time spent lingering, both paralyzed by indecision, they decided to go on a leisurely nature walk. She's what?
She yearns for something else.
She yearns. That's
Not
true.
your company. She yearns for your fucking blood.
Probably. She's got to be like a vampire or something, because both times she's been like, may I come in? Or like anything like that. And she's just like, yeah, sure. Like it's always stated and asked. She can't cross that boundary. Oh my god.
Yep.
Or she's not a vampire. Who knows? Anyway, for the next
Or
few
she's
hours.
just some kind of creature.
Yeah. Maybe she's a ghost. The next few hours, they strolled through the forest together, stopping here and there to pick up berries or mushrooms. That one is poisonous. Do not touch it.
Right.
Cassidy drew her hand back in a mortified alarm. It would not do for your lovely skin to be marred by poisonous spores. Cassidy hazarded a glance at the other woman's face, but Elowen looked as unflappable as ever.
Poisonous? You pick.
How do you know so much?
How do you know so much about the flora and fauna here? However did you learn it all?
I have lived here many years. In that time, I have witnessed many interesting things. I have learned much, letting the people who pass through educate me. However, it's been a solitary life. I have seen much, but experienced little.
Elowen.
I have long felt like someone on the outside looking in on a world I could never touch. There was a melancholy in Elowen's countenance that Cassidy had not yet seen, nor even thought the woman capable of. The Elowen she knew was dignified, taking such charge of her emotions that none ever showed.
I have not known her for long, of course. Perhaps that was merely how she comports herself around those of little acquaintance. What made you decide to reach out to me?
Reach out?
That is...
She thought back to their first meeting, the way her own heart leapt at the sight of Elowen. And Elowen had known all about her, had apparently been watching her for some time. Oh, she's like an assassin.
Oh, that could be...
That's why she's been knowing of her for
But
so
why
long.
cannibal?
She's a really high-paid assassin. Or underpaid assassin.
Baby.
Mm.
You didn't have to be sitting under the tree that day. You could have continued watching me from afar. But you found me. You spoke to me. And I'm so glad she did. But I fear she might call me silly if I say such a thing.
I thought you delicately beautiful. The matter-of-fact way that Elowen said this struck Cassidy. She was flattered, of course, yet part of her was also worried. Beauty was not something lasting. It would be shaky foundation for any relationship.
Oh, God.
If it had been the courtier complimenting her beauty, Cassidy might have taken it better. But this was Elowen, a woman of whom she was becoming increasingly fond. Really?
I accidentally turned on self-voicing and I started hearing a fucking text-to-speech voice and I got startled and I was fixing that, sorry. Anyway.
Oh, how'd you manage?
I just accidentally pressed V instead of the spacebar and yeah.
Oh.
Self-voicing.
Right, I'm at the
Self-voicing
thought line.
disabled.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Thought? That's past tense, is it not? What do you think of me now?
I still think you exceedingly beautiful, but dainty and delicate you are not. You are far from being the poised princess I took you for. Cassidy winced and her mouth formed a little pout as she turned her eyes to the ground.
As I thought. It is to be expected. Someone so graceful as Elowen would, of course, find me lacking.
You are not what I expected, but I believe that might be for the better. Slowly, Cassidy tilted her face up, her eyes growing large with disbelief.
For the better?
You are always exceeding my expectations. I wonder if the other people I allowed to come and go would have as well, had I let them so near.
Well.
Hmm?
Well.
Well, I live.
It may be selfish of me, but I lost her voice. It may be selfish of me, but I am truly happy you let the others go. I'm glad that I'm the only person you allowed close. Okay, Cassidy. I'm sorry, that makes me sound so ugly.
No. No uglier than I am.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, it's doing the thing, isn't it?
Or she changed.
Oh no, it's the same dialogue, okay. Huh?
She changed.
Oh!
Suddenly, in Cassidy's eyes, Elowen looked so very haggard. She peered through the polished veneer and saw a woman who was tired, hungry. Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Are you alright?
In a blink, Elowen appeared to be the same as always. I am fine. Even so, Cassidy could not shake the feeling that something was off.
Are you quite sure? You seem tired.
Elowen was silent for a long while. Yes. Perhaps I am tired. Forgive me, I am not used to the midday sun. It occurred to Cassidy that she had never seen Elowen in the morning before.
Could she be something of a night owl? I hadn't supposed it. And here I invited her to walk with me underneath the full blaze of the sun. How thoughtless I am. Elowen.
Oh my god, she's a swamp hag. Yes?
Why don't you stay with me at my cottage tonight?
What?
Well, I'm worried about you, and it can't be easy being a woman and living alone.
She knew this best of all.
I would be much more at ease if you would come with me tonight. Let us break bread together and while away the night in comfort.
She was not expecting Elowen to accept. Not Elowen, who had reacted so strongly to an invitation merely a few days earlier. And yet... Alright.
Really?
Would it be better if I returned to my home?
No, I was just worried that you would not accept. I realized that it's not very dainty to be so forward.
At this, Elowen finally smiled. Cassidy's heart felt akin to an acrobat at the sight, doing backflips and pirouettes in joy. It would be my
I
honor
can
to accompany
attest.
you.
Actually, that feeling of you can physically feel the butterflies and the your heart being weird when you're in those early stages of being attracted to someone and wanting to talk to them and be closer to them, and they give you validation in any way and you're so gone. You're so gone.
It may do us both some good. As ever, Cassidy was far too excited to hear the latter. Looking forward to a night with her new favorite person, she had already changed course and started along the path home. I miss that feeling. Oh.
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jesus.
Aww.
Cassidy closed the front door behind them and went to the kitchen to put away the plants they had gathered. Is there anything I can help with?
Leave it to me. Just have a seat and rest. You really do look tired.
All right. While she put her affairs in order in the kitchen, Cassidy couldn't help but think back to the things Elowen had said.
She said that she likes me the way that I am. That's so kind.
Duh. It's way too trusting. Oh, I'm
What
so
she actually
sorry.
means, I don't need no spice or seasoning for you.
You'll do just fine
Eats
the way
her.
you are. Ow. She felt a
You
deep
with
sense
potatoes.
of warmth and said yes. She felt you with eggs. She felt a deep sense of warmth and satisfaction, the likes of which she had not felt in a long time.
I season my eggs. But I would eat them without, actually, you're right.
Yes, I know. I season my potatoes.
But you
Cassidy
would eat them
returned to the
without.
living room a short while later, 2 cups of tea in hand.
Oh,
She found Elowen asleep, slumped on the divan. Divan?
divan.
Divan?
I don't know how the whitewash people say it, but yeah, it's an Indian. Like here, we say divan.
Oh, there you go. Couch.
Poor thing. She must have been exhausted.
There was a loose strand of the hair in front of Elowen's face. Cassidy reached down and tucked it behind her ear.
That's the gayest thing I've ever seen. She looks so innocent when she's asleep.
Chuckling to herself, Cassidy let Elowen rest and passed some quiet time by reading by the other woman's side. Night soon fell, and the pair supped together.
Elowen doesn't eat very much. No wonder she's so thin.
Elowen, unaware of being observed so directly, delicately sipped a glass of water.
Are you full?
I am satisfied.
You eat so little. I'm worried for your health.
I eat enough. I do not like doing anything in excess.
I see.
Her tone left no room for argument. After dinner, Cassidy cleared the plates and things away and began to get the room ready for sleep. The cottage was not large. Her parlor had to double as her bedroom out of necessity. It was all well and good for a single person, but now that another had been added, Cassidy became acutely aware of the lack of space. Oh no, there's only one
there
bed.
was only one bed. There's only one bed.
I do not mind sleeping on the divan. I already did earlier.
Once again, I'm sorry that I didn't wake you up. You just looked so at peace. I could not bear to wake you.
I'm embarrassed to have allowed you to see me in such a state. I only fear... No, it is nothing. I will gladly sleep on the divan or the ground. I am not choosy.
Oh, that won't do at all. You're a guest.
Cassidy gulped. Truth be told, she had one other, much more preferable arrangement in mind.
Bro, these bitches gay.
Oh my
Go for
God.
them.
You really went for it, huh?
We could share the bed. There's room enough for 2.
I notice you do not offer to sleep on the divan.
Ah,
Struck by her own lack of graciousness, Cassidy bit her lip, bowed in silence. I am only teasing. If you do not mind being so snug, I will be happy to share that space with you.
nothing would please me more than to be close to you. I mean, yes, wonderful. I shall fetch another pillow then.
She flew out of the room to retrieve a spare pillow from the closet, face burning with embarrassment.
That's crazy. Enough space for two my ass.
That is not nearly enough space for two.
Yep.
Lies. You wanted to cuddle. Don't lie.
Do you have enough space? You're not too cramped?
I am fine. Truth be told, I do not mind the proximity. Good enough? Yeah, well, obviously.
Oh,
There
God,
was a
they're gay.
faraway look in Elowen's eyes. I'd been alone for so long until you came.
How did you come to live here in the forest? Where's your family?
Ah,
Oh. Why the hesitation?
yeah.
It's a simple question, is it not? Why does she have such trouble talking about it?
It's probably a couple of reasons.
So I suppose my own situation was not so simple to speak of.
Oh,
Has your family gone away?
I love it when she's like, yo, why won't she say anything? Although I suppose my situation's kind of the same. I probably, okay, fair enough. I'm glad she like realizes it, but
Yeah.
it's like definitely it takes a second. Elowen, with her mouth in a grim straight line, stared at Cassidy. It is a trying subject. I'm not quite sure where to begin. She took a deep breath. I have lived here all my life. Once I was not alone, but Elowen paused and sighed. You remember the wisteria tree?
Of course, that's my favorite place in the entire forest.
Have you noticed that there are no other wisteria trees around it?
Now that you mention it,
She never had thought about it, but as Cassidy searched her memories, she realized that Elowen was correct.
you're right. I wonder why that is.
There's an even older wisteria tree deep. There's an even older wisteria tree deep in the forest. But now those are the only two left, and they are so far from each other. So it is with me. Cassidy found her choice of words puzzling, but nodded. I once had siblings. They have long since departed, so I don't really have family here anymore. Others have come and gone, as I said, but I could not relate to them. I watched them from afar without entering their lives and did not mourn them when they left mine. And so the years went by. All right.
You'll never be alone again.
Elowen's eyes widened. Cassidy thought she might start crying, but she only smiled sadly. See? Cassidy snuggled just a little bit closer to the other woman, as if to show meaning through actions where words might fail. And so they passed the night together in pleasant company and warm conversation.
When the sunshine blazes down, I soon begin to wish for rain. But when you've gone away, my dear, I soon long for the sun again.
Well, that's the gayest intro yet. Day 6, save.
Day 6. I will say,
Mm-hmm.
maybe she's not evil. Maybe she's just,
Traumatized?
lonely and
Moody?
traumatized, and she just wants someone to be with.
I mean, hey, maybe. You know what? There's a lot of things to consider.
Oh, good God. Hang on.
Mm-hmm. Take your time. Oh my god.
Okay. Cassidy awoke alone with a cold space beside her. Again, she's gone in the morning.
Well, you know, vampires, sunlight.
What could she be doing so early?
Finding a deer.
It's highly suspect. we got the line.
We got the
It's highly
line. Got
suspect.
the line. Screenshot it.
She could no longer ignore the gnawing feeling of dread. Perhaps she would ask Elowen upon their next meeting. Bro, why are you ignoring all of the signals, the like red flags, the like
Why would you?
the
Better fucking
signs
question.
to protect yourself?
Why are you now doing that after you slept with her? You shared a
Still,
nice night,
what a wonderful night that was.
and now you're thinking that.
Well, they
Good
were
Lord.
just cuddling. Nothing happened.
I know, but she still slept with somebody who she's known for like 3 days in her bed.
Listen, sometimes you're a lesbian. Anyway,
You know what? Yeah, I get it.
each precious memory has been carved into Cassidy's heart. She yawned and slowly pulled herself out of bed, me currently. With or without Elowen, she would have to get on with her day. Cassidy hummed a little tune to herself as she cleaned up and prepared breakfast. Sitting down at the table with her bread and morning tea, she glanced at her stationery set, left by the vase. A lot has happened. Perhaps I should write Alexander a letter? No. She shook her head. That can wait. I'm more worried about what Elowen is up to now. Though always lonesome before, the former princess's life now felt so much emptier without Elowen's presence. Though she could be accustomed to such solitude, she could barely concentrate on her usual chores. To think that a few days could change a person so. In a lull in her activities, Cassidy's gaze went to the window. Deep in the forest, her beloved wisteria tree stood. She could see it so clearly in her mind's eye. Pick.
Elowen is like that tree.
Of course you picked the gay answer. Elowen is very much like that tree.
How is that
She
the
said
gay
as much
answer?
as herself. So beautiful and haunting and alone. The other woman's words from the night before weighed heavily on Cassidy. She passed the rest of the day peacefully, but with a sense of unease. The next day came and still no Elowen. Cassidy was left with nothing but her own thoughts. And thinking of Elowen perturbed Cassidy greatly. In the last several days, the woman had embedded herself into Cassidy's life. Cassidy's wife. Cassidy's life like a thorn. I lost voice. I never expected to become close to another person again. She thought about Elowen and the things the other woman had said, the hours spent together that were so few, but felt an impossible eternity. I never did ask her about her feet. Why are her toes always curled? I don't like that. Despite how she looks, she must be much older than me. She has a proper way of speaking and always says she's lived in the forest for a long time. And with the intricacy of her clothing and her manners... Cassidy, I'm begging you. Something did not quite add up. Elowen did not seem to like people much. Certainly it did not seem her presence in the wood, despite how long it had been, was known to many. Alexander most probably would not have sent me here if it was known that a beautiful woman was living alone in this very wood. Where did Elowen come from? Why was she alone? She still had no satisfactory answer. Thinking it all over, unearthly,
Sure.
Cassidy suddenly realized that all of the things she knew about Elowen pointed to something potentially horrible. She'd been so overcome by the woman's peculiar charm and beautiful looks that she had overlooked something. Cassidy shook her head. Perhaps she was jumping to conclusions too quickly. I must be a little lonely, that's all. I haven't seen her since that night. She is capable of joking, though she does not do it often. Her smile is so precious. She can be blunt, perhaps, but I believe she means well. I care deeply for her, and she, remembering the last several days,
Oh,
cares for me, obviously. We're going with the gay answer.
truly monstrous. Okay. Cares for me is the one I picked, by the way.
Okay. Presently, there was a knock at the door, startling Cassidy out of her deep thoughts. It was a short knock, a signal for a letter not accompanying a box. A letter so soon after the last? The letter brought another thought to Cassidy. If I leave here, if one day Alexander allows me to leave, what else awaits me? Is a political marriage truly my only means of escape? If I can be useful to the kingdom in any way, is that better? Will my life no longer be considered a waste? Alexander,
Did you ever truly love me?
Alexander, did you ever truly love me? Is the precious younger brother that I once knew completely gone? Are you truly the one who has been writing me these letters?
Oh dear.
Oh
I've made her spiral.
no.
Whoops. Sorry.
One negative thought spiraled into a dozen. She let out a long sigh. Her thoughts had taken her on a not so merry chase. If I dwell on these thoughts, there will be no end to them. She brewed herself a cup of tea to calm her nerves and began reading a new book. From time to time, her eyes went somewhat nervously to the window. And so, evening fell. Cassidy was sitting on the divan, enjoying a warm cup of tea as she read the latest book her brother had sent her. It was a darker tale than she was accustomed to, a tale of a tragic young mermaid. It seemed to be a fairy tale from a faraway land. Certainly, Varomir had simpler, happier stories. Or perhaps those were the only ones she had been allowed to learn. Ads in 5 minutes, chat.
Ads in 5.
Goodness, every step she takes feels like walking upon knives? How dreadful! How could this author be so terribly cruel?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
she's not a vampire.
Suddenly, the front door of the cottage swung open without a knock or warning. Cassidy dropped her book in alarm. Bro,
Oh. Hey, Elowen.
there was something dreadful standing in the doorway.
Is it? She looks pretty
A
good, actually.
monster? Cassidy muttered this under her breath, overcome by fear and awe.
It is not safe here. You couldn't.
Yet, no matter the appearance, Cassidy would never mistake that voice. Melodious, she had found it not long ago. Beautiful, she had thought its bearer until this very moment. She would be hard-pressed to describe Elowen as beautiful now.
Really?
What did you say?
There's a large army approaching from the east. They wear your colors.
Alexander. She looks pretty good, actually, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
The
I'm like,
monster
still would.
nodded.
I don't. That's not.
Yeah. Yeah, agree.
That's not like a moment of like, whoa. That's still like, all right, liking the new look. All right, let's go on. Or I don't know what her chin is doing. Is she melting?
Maybe.
Well, she's not a vampire. Starting to think she's part tree.
Your line. Mm-hmm.
What do you... What?
Druid, she could be a dryad. Is it not your line?
I said they wear your colors.
Oh.
I said that like a while ago.
I went forward after that.
Oh.
I was like, Alexander, and then I read the Cassidy could not help but gasp. That whole thing happened.
Really? I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh well.
The monster nodded.
I'm afraid so. You must away with me. They
Cassidy
actually have a
bit her
lip
lip.
biting.
Alexander would not harm me. If anything, they must be here to protect me from this monster. Yes, of course. Quickly grasping the situation, the ex-princess calmed herself and tapped into her many years of diplomacy lessons. She never read that letter, did she?
No.
I will come right away.
Then
Would you mind waiting for me outside? I will gather my things quickly.
yes,
I won't be but a moment.
of course.
The monster turned and left through the still open door, its movements slow and measured as always. As soon as Elwyn was outside, Cassidy flew forward and slammed the door shut.
Cassidy?
Ignoring Elwyn's sad, feeble voice, Cassidy locked and bolted the door. For good measure, she dragged the divan in front of it. The door shook as Elwyn tried to enter but would not give way.
Why?
How could I possibly heed the words of a monster? Who knows what you will do to me once you have me outside? She must be a demon, here to corrupt me. It is just as Alexander said to the barons. I allowed your beauty, your charm to corrupt me. I have sinned, but I will sin no longer.
Why?
Be gone, monster. Darken my doorstep no more.
What? What an odd shift.
Suddenly... Okay, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Elwyn said nothing in reply, but then wordlessly the monster ambled towards the windows. Oh no, I didn't think about blocking those. But the monster made no move to enter forcefully. It just stood there with the same blank look on its face. In some ways, Cassidy felt that was worse. And the night passed like that, with Cassidy pressed against the door in fear and Elwyn standing in place, still as a tree. Well, watching. Eventually, after what felt like a lifetime, the sun rose. It's finally morning. If the army's truly coming, I wish they'd get here sooner.
Dude, the army's here to kill you. What do you mean? Anyway. The day breaks.
Cassidy looked to the window in alarm. Could it be that Elwyn hadn't slept either?
Still just staring at her through the window.
Elwyn stood there still, looking even more haggard than she had the night before. I don't think these artists know how to draw haggard, but okay. The monster's gaze was unfocused. It seemed not to be looking at Cassidy, but rather through her.
I have failed. I could not understand the most important thing. I could not convey my love without a voice. And so this wisteria must
no.
wither in the harsh light of the 7th day past.
Before Cassidy's eyes, Elowen crumbled into wilted wisteria petals and dust. That's so sad. The monster, the woman, was no more. Deep in the wood, a wisteria tree once adored by a maiden withered and died away as well.
Oh my
When
god.
bargain is struck, its terms must be met. Else take on your fate, and more suffering beget.
Ash to ash end. I think we got the bad ending. We could. Hey, the game's over.
Yeah.
Took 2 hours.
What the hell? That's insane, though. I didn't expect us to get the bad ending.
That sucks.
Huh. That does suck. What the heck?
Oh. There's some things in the gallery there.
Well, we got an achievement, though.
We did get an achievement. There is many more endings.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Cute. I don't know, up to you.
Tamed by getting the bad ending, Ash to Ash, the princess cannot save the demon from her curse. Elowen tries to warn Cassidy, but frightened and suspicious of the world around her, Cassidy locks Elowen out and awaits rescue. Elowen watches, and in the morning, her time runs out. She fades into wisteria petals and disappears in the wind.
Wait, where are you reading that?
It's in the extras, under achievements. You can click on the ending. There's
Ah.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. Yeah.
Mm. So she's a demon, huh?
Yeah?
That's so sad.
I guess she has a
What the
curse
hell?
that's put on her. Oh, I'm assuming the first two aren't
Hmm.
super great either. That one shows meat, and that
Wait,
one shows a
why?
knife.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the other one also shows, you know,
Oh, that is a skewer.
food. The last one.
Mm.
And the
Last
straight
one-
up chili
The
pepper.
last one. That is, you know, made there. Is there a spicy version? Okay.
Maybe. Okay. I would have suggested that we could do another run through and try and get a different ending
Yeah.
because it'll take another 2 hours, but I'm so sleepy. It's 5 a.m.
Yeah. No, we're good. This is all they wrote, chat.
Well, we
actually,
can come back to it next week if
we
you're
can, yeah.
if you're up for it,
Yeah. Question.
because I'm interested. Answer.
Do I play another game?
That's up to you.
Because it has only been 2 hours.
Yeah, and you're a marathon streamer. It needs to
I
stream
know,
for 5
sorry.
hours.
But I was thinking I could play a different game.
That is totally up to you.
Well, your choice is quite important in this, my love. Would you be okay with that?
Why is it important?
Because I'll be playing more on stream and stuff like that. I want to know that you're okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's, like I said, it's up to you. If you want to stream, you can stream.
Okay. I'm gonna stream more.
Everyone's gonna think
Overlord.
I'm like some kind of fucking.
You're not.
You know,
They won't think that.
I'm like controlling.
They won't think that.
Stream. I'm going to.
No. No, there's just definitely moments where they will go like, wife time. Which is totally fine and understandable.
Mm.
Alright, well, I'm gonna exit the game. This is sad. We didn't even get to see the brother. who is definitely not nice.
I think I'm okay with that.
It's holding the bow weird. Anyway. Well, then in that case, I'm gonna exit the game. Go to the chatting screen. Me over. Well, YouTube, I'm gonna end this part here then. I hope you guys had a good time. We'll probably play more of the visual novel next week. Heads up, actually, if I play this next week, every stream I have next week will be a collab. Concerning. It'll be fine. I think that'll be fun.
Your call.
I mean, I'm down for it. I think it's fun. I think I want to see at least one more ending, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, either way. I'm going to take a small break. I'm going to grab some food and figure that situation out. But my love, this was really fun.
Yes. Yeah. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
It was a good time.
What I'm going to rate out for all of you who are still here, please join the Discord if you would like. Use the raid message. I'll see you guys tomorrow with Tales of Vesperia, in which my wife will also be there, along with Cheggles. But yeah, I'm gonna go drop you guys off with my wife. You guys can watch her play a game. I'm gonna go pass out.
More JRPG, more Unicorn Overlord, probably. Because I can't stop playing the game. It's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, but yes. I will see you on over on my side. Also, on my side, I'm going to BRB once this goes through.
Goodbye forever.
Bye, Zephy's chat. Arm wave. Is definitely a...
What that be? What that do? Be scared. Don't touch me, I'm
What
small.
that be? What that do?
Like
but
feisty.
Don't touch me. I'm small, but feisty.
Zephy raid. Hello.
Hi. Oh
Thanks for
my god, I
shouting out
haven't
my
seen you in so
wife.
long.
Bobby, it's been so long.
Oh my god,
Hello.
Mexican_Miko. I am such a huge
Yeah.
fan.
Ooh, 7 stream streak. Thanks, baby. Okay. But YouTube, I'm gonna end it here. My wife has rated in, and you guys are going to see the next video show up, whatever that is. That'll be then. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed more of this next week. Maybe it really depends on how both of us feel, I guess, at the time. But look forward to it for now. Maybe we'll get a good ending. Maybe we'll get the good ending where they get together.
Fuck. I mean, sorry.
All right.
What?
I was more civil. Anyways, bye YouTube. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye forever.